My name is Sean Eichelberger, and I'm the owner operator of Strand Coffee House. My philosophy has always been like good coffee is for everyone, and everyone deserves good coffee. And so, I just wanted to be able to bring that to a place as special as Montevallo. So honestly, it's been a dream of mine to open a coffee shop for a long time, but I can never find a name or a theme or anything that felt right. So when I started looking at the space and then researched the history about the theater, and then started talking to people around the town and how important it was and such a centerpiece of what the community was for a long time. The logo itself is an homage to the original, or I guess it was probably the second iteration of the Strand logo, but it's one that most people I think were familiar with. So that's going to be, just a huge part of, everything we do going forward. And so it just felt right. And then it also kind of went along with my philosophy as far as, bringing different coffees and from around the world, premiering them like they would do with the movies here, and just sort of bringing a taste of the outside world here was what the old Strand Theater did, and I'm hoping that's what I can do here. I just really wanted it to be a place, that did celebrate that history. And one of the things we definitely are going to try to do, just to incorporate more of the town is, one of my signature drinks that we'll be making will hopefully be named after the sister city of Montevallo, like Etches in Japan. It's a Japanese iced coffee. So it'll be really neat. And like that's sort of the thing I want to do. I want people to be able to see themselves when they come into this shop, and I feel like that's a huge part of what the Strand did in the past, and hopefully the Strand will do in the future. But some of the feedback I got from some of the older people who walked in, one of their favorite pieces that you guys will see when you walk in is there's a golden header right in the first room there, and they said that really reminded them of the lobby of the old Strand, because they used to have some gold lights there that kind of projected that same image there. So like those are kind of the pieces that one was my favorite, and then there's another part that became my favorite when other people mentioned how it connected everything together. So I was just always a big history nerd growing up. My dad used to sit and read encyclopedias. That was his like idea of fun. So for me, like history and just history is today and that sort of thing was always very present when thinking about it. And honestly, when I first started working in coffee, I didn't even really drink coffee. Still to this day, my go-to drink is a chai latte. But it's one of those things that it's an acquired taste, and the more you experience, it's just with anything, it takes practice to like get better about it, and then eventually you start picking out. Well, I do like that type of flavor from that origin, from that region. You know, one week you're having a coffee from Kenya that tastes like blueberries, or you're one from Sumatra that tastes like really intense chocolate, and so that was a great way of being able to like kind of put those things together, because then you learn about the history of where the coffee comes from, and like these coffee farms that have been there for hundreds of years producing coffee. And then that even took me on a journey. Well, where did coffee even begin? And Yemen, like 2,000 years ago, with goats eating coffee cherries and getting super excited. So like there's so much history involved with the cup of coffee that you pick up and drink while you're studying. Like to me, that was always really fascinating, and just loved how everything connected. I was a coffee person 15 years roughly in the business before, striking out on my own now. And I actually got kind of frustrated walking into coffee shops that all felt the same and made even me feel out of place. The worst part was just walking into a space where you're anticipating getting something that you love, and in this case, coffee, and just that experience of, smelling the coffee and everything, and going and feeling like you didn't belong, or like the space wasn't intentional for you to be there. Like that's very hurtful, and I wanted to make sure that nobody felt like that. All the white walls and everything was never my aesthetic. I wanted something where people were comfortable and could be themselves while getting to enjoy something that I love and get to share with them. I'm very thankful that I have an amazing supportive partner who basically encouraged me with 100% that she could to go for this. We are very lucky that we don't need me to make a lot of money. I'm not looking to get rich off of this. As long as I can keep people employed, a couple of people, provide a great product. That's hopefully what I'll be able to accomplish. I had the option of working for someone else, for the rest of my life, or trying to do my own thing and creating my own space for people to enjoy, and that was ultimately the deciding factor. First thing that hopefully I think everybody realizes, it slowed everything down. So when it normally would have taken a week to get a walkthrough or an inspection done, all of a sudden it's 2 to 3 weeks. A 2 day project with an electrician takes 2 weeks because they're backed up in your scheduling. So you know all along I was like, maybe we can get this completely open in 4 months, and then it was 6 months, and then it was 8 months, and we're now, approaching that 8 month line, and we're still maybe a month away. But yeah, just the delays are the biggest part. We've got our tables made, but we're waiting on glass for them, and it's little things like that. And if you don't time everything, right, or you're not ahead of the game, then it just delays a lot longer than you even think. So that was right off the top of my head the biggest challenge. And other than the day to day, how am I going to keep people safe, socially distanced, sanitized, all of those things. Initially when planning this out, it's now that's just the world today. You're always going to have to have those concerns in mind. So yeah, those were kind of the two biggest pieces of just how COVID impacted me since we started this project. I did not even realize how many people already knew about the space, and how excited a lot of people were. And my fiance kept telling me, like, a lot of people are excited about this. They know about this. And I kept, saying, no, no, no. This is just, it's going to be me and like 5 people who visit a day. But no, word got out really quickly. And honestly, it kind of shocked me. We did the trick or treating event, the Montevallo Main Street Halloween event, and the amount of people that showed up for that, who were talking about it, yeah, yeah, flex points will definitely be accepted here. Yeah. Yeah, so it was definitely very intentional when coming up with the menu and the pricing and everything, because it is a college town. And thankfully I am friends with the former owners of the Eclipse coffee shop here. We're going to have rotating roasters, so you may not always have the exact same coffee here. So hopefully that encourages people to try something new. And again, if you try a coffee that you don't like, just tell me. I'll get you another one, a different one. But that's the hope, is that I want people just to come in here and be able to experience anything new that they want. Because for me, you can get coffee almost anywhere nowadays. It's about the experience. And I'm bad about jumping. I don't have a brand of coffee, or the one that I keep in my house all the time. I'm constantly bouncing back and forth. So hopefully that's something else that people will be able to enjoy. Honestly, my favorite part, I think, is just to be able to bring new and exciting coffees to the town. Were very helpful when I started talking about this project, and that is the one thing, is people will spend what they can afford, but I don't want people to spend more than that. You know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to keep prices low and wanted to invite that in. Like I said, it's I'm not trying to make go rich, make $1 million, but I want to provide a great product, and I want to have regulars, and especially students. If I can see them for 4 years, and they started with a cup of coffee and then they finished with a cup of coffee at the end, that's the journey, and that's hopefully what we'll be able to provide people.